Good morning, my beautiful, wonderful lovelies. I'm gonna sit here on this chair swing thing that me and my dad made last time I was here, but I'm gonna get rid of all the spiders that are on it. I swear. So last night, when I first got here, okay, I probably talked about this before, but a while ago, I came here when my older son was 2. He will be 17 now. And there were fireflies everywhere. I have talked about this. Anyways, and then I have not seen them until this time. And then I was like, whoa, am I seeing what I think I'm seeing? And then the next day, boom, more. Oh my gosh, this cat. I wish I could turn the camera around because he's laying against the house with his legs up in the air. The cat is. Hi, spider. I don't want you on me. Thank you. And so anyways, fast forward till last night, and I'm sitting out there, and slowly every night that I've been coming out here, there's been more and more of them, right? So I really feel like I'm manifesting them, or maybe inviting them in with my vibrational match or something, because I did the same thing with cottonwood last summer. Freaking love cottonwood. Sorry if you all have allergies, because you don't love it if you have allergies, but I love it. Anyways, so then I was like, okay, and then the fireflies were like close by and everything, right? And then so I was like, oh well, I'd like to have a firefly fly right in front of my face, right? And so about 2 minutes later, by golly George, a firefly flew right in front of my face. And then I put my hand out and I was like, I'd like to hold a firefly. Now that didn't happen, but that's for tonight. Anyways, I find it really amazing that you can, I know this already, you guys. I know this personally. I can transform my reality into, or transcend my reality into what I want to see, what I want to view, what I want to feel, okay? So there's that. And then, okay, so last night I slept really good. Yesterday, for some reason, my body said, girl, you are sleeping in. And I slept until pretty much 9 o'clock in the morning. That was not normal, but I was kind of awake. I wasn't like in a dead sleep. More. But this morning, I had a series of dreams, and I think these are series of dreams of things that I am in need of transcending, healing, whatever, however you want to call it, because it's a lot of they're not sex dreams, but they're sexual in nature. Well, I guess not sexual. They're like boyfriend and girlfriend dreams, and that's not sexual at all. Like there's no one had some kissing, and that person was like convincing me to kiss them, and I was in my dream. This is a weird thing that's going on with me, and I'm wondering like what the pickle is going on, and what is it that I'm supposed to heal with that. And I really think it has to do with me personally, but also generational. It's super windy today. Can you hear it? The mango tree. Look at the mango tree. Then don't play with Cujo, because look, here it comes again. Oy, oy, oy. Go, Jack, go. Because you brought Cujo over here. Cujo, go over there and chase Jackson or something. That dog is crazy. He's so beefy. He's half lab and half pit bull, but he's more pit bull. And he's a super sweetheart. But man, he is thick and strong as heck. We came home last night. He came barreling after me, like, because he was excited. And he bonked me, gave me, well, I healed it, so it didn't, I can feel it, but I don't see it. Oh, no, I see a bruise, yeah. But he almost knocked me over. Like, if I wasn't a younger, amazingly strong woman, like, I would have went flying. Just kidding. But I would have went flying, for real. Like, if I was an old person, done, hip broke. Where was I at? These dreams. And it's been happening every night. I'm dreaming with a different man that's in my life. And it's like, it's weird. I don't understand what the message is that's trying to come through. I'll figure it out though. I'll go deeper. And then, but the last dream I had, and this was right before I woke up, I wasn't even all the way sleeping because Jack had already woken up, and he goes like this, "Mommy, mommy," like that when he wakes up. But it was about my mom. Now, Mom, if you're watching this, I'm going to be candid right now. And so in my dream, I go to Arizona. I go to Arizona, and it's very, very, very realistic. Very realistic. I'm sitting in the living room in Arizona at my grandma Vicky's house, and they say, "Oh, we're going to Sedona today," which is weird because they really are going to Sedona today. And I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." And then I was sitting in the living room while they were getting ready to leave and going, and I wasn't like butthurt that they were going to Sedona, but I was butthurt about something. And so in my dream, I went out there when they were getting ready to leave, and I said, "Hey," I said, "it's cool that you're going to Sedona. I don't mind like hanging out here and doing that." I said, "But why did you invite me over here if you knew you guys were leaving?" And they were like, "Oh, we didn't think about it that way, blah, blah, blah." And I was like, "Okay, well, just let you know, like, next time, don't invite me over if you guys are bouncing out. I don't want to stay here by myself," right? And that was fine and dandy and whatnot. And then I got to talking, gosh, I don't remember the specifics about it, but I got to talking with my mom, and she got mad at me for saying that to them. And she was like, I don't remember. Gosh, I don't remember. But I remember like looking at her, and she was sitting, oh, baby. She was sitting on the front steps, and the sun was bright, and her glasses were those automatic dimmers, the ones that turn into sunglasses. And I went to go put her sunglasses up so I could talk to her. But then I was like, "Oh, yeah, you have to see me." I said, "Well, I want to talk to you." And I told her, I said, "Look," I said, "you may think that you did a crappy job raising me, okay? And sure, I could go back and I could pick some crappy things, and actually can look back and pick a lot of crappy things, but that part doesn't matter. The part that matters is that," and I'm telling her this, "the part that matters is that you were here for me. Like, you didn't abandon me. You were there. Sure, you weren't the best mother, but you did the best you could do, right?" And she like started like getting upset and tearing up, and I told her, I said, "Anything that I'm going to say to you right now, this is like the last conversation we're going to have about this." In my dream, I'm telling her this. I said, "Whether or not you think that you were a bad mom or not, that doesn't matter. What matters is that you hold on to that thought that you weren't good enough. And you gotta let it go because it's holding you back. I could not be who I am today." This is what I was telling her in my dream. "I could not be who I am today, knowing what I am today, kind of knowing that I was dreaming a little bit, without going through all those things that I had to go through." And she just kind of looks at me, and I said, "You have to stop beating yourself up over this. When I say that you were kind of a crappy mom, I know our initial response is to be like, fine, ooh, no." No, I too was kind of a crappy mom to my children, okay? And I know it sucks to hear it and to say it. Look, I'm tearing up, a little bit of emotional movement there, but it's, he likes to dig and then lay in the dirt. But it's the process of where we're going. So even my mom feeling that way is something that she needs to go through, because it elicits some sort of growth to propel her farther. You understand what I'm saying? Like, so Anyway, so in the dream, I'm telling her this, and I told her, I was like, I love you. I chose you. I chose you to come here, knowing the kind of life that I was going to have, knowing that this is what I needed to wake up. So there's no reason to be sad that we were crappy mothers, that we were crappy daughters, that we were crappy sisters, that we were crappy lovers, that we were crappy wives, husbands. Nothing. It doesn't matter, because whether we are crappy or the best, who's to say that is true? Who? In whose eyes? Only yours. You see what I'm saying? I was only a crappy mother in my own eyes. Now, my children could think that I was a crappy mother, for sure. And then that's their take on the situation. So anyways, back to the dream. So I dreamt that, and then when I woke up from that, I was like, holy pickle, when am I going to get over this with my mom? Like, there is some sort of tie deeper than, obviously, she's the one that like created me. Well, God did, but you know what I mean? He used her oven and her DNA. And so I'm uber attached to her. And so I was like, fuck this, man. I'm gonna go in. And so I woke up and I was like, enough is enough. And I think she understood me in my dream, so that was good. And so I went into ancestral healing meditation right when I woke up. Jack got up and I told him, I was like, just give me a few minutes, about a half an hour, 45 minutes. I'm gonna do a meditation and then I'll morning assist you, Jackson. He's like, okay. And so I sat there and I listened to a guided meditation for ancestral healing, and it was really, really good. And I feel like we had some progress. I feel like perhaps everything is here to teach us something, right? I believe my mom was the way she was with me so I could learn now how to love unconditionally. I don't need to love only the people who treat me good. I don't need to love only the people that make me happy. I don't need to love only the people who, in my eyes, were like amazing, like my grandparents. And to be honest, those are the only people that in my life that I truly hold at a higher level, because they were freaking amazing grandparents, for sure. They did a good job. But because all of those things that we go through, they mold us, they morph us, they assist us, they help us grow, learn, and understand who we're meant to be. And I'll tell you what, I'm a lover. I wasn't a lover in my before the last 3 years. I mean, sure I was, but I still had a lot of junk in my trunk that I had to buff out. And acknowledging all these things and these moments and these downfalls, quote unquote, because I don't really think they are downfalls. I think they're just, you'll never grow if you are not in a struggle. If your life is beautifully lined up and it's just flowing freely like crazy, then you're gonna stay exactly where you're at, because why would you need to change? Why would you need to change? And I know I have a lot of growth yet to do, and I will continue to do it, because I will listen to my higher self, which is me, not Lindsay, but me. And I will listen to my guides around me, which is Mother Earth and the people that I come into contact with, and my dreams and all that kind of stuff, because there's so much growth to be had. If you had a crappy childhood, I didn't really have a crappy childhood. I had an alone childhood. It wasn't crappy though. I had a very good life. I was well taken care of. I had food. I did have parents who loved me, even though they loved me in their own way, which is fine. They loved me the way they thought they needed to love me, which is the only thing we can do, right? They gave more of themselves and their love to themselves, which is kind of not the way we're supposed to do it, but it's the way a lot of us do it, myself included. Because once we have children, that's it. You are dedicated to those children. That's how it should be. Is that how I was with my first 4 children? No. Heck no. You want to watch my kids? Okay, here you go. You know what I mean? My first, she was pretty much raised by everybody else. I mean, don't get me wrong, I was there and I did raise her, and it was only me and her, and we spent a lot of time together. Like, we were together a lot, but at any moment she was at her Uncle Joey's, and she was at Grandma's, and she was at Grandpa's, and she was at her dad's, and she was at her dad's grandma's, and she was at, because I was young, I was 15, yo. I didn't want to. Anyways, that's a different. We're sticking with ancestral trauma. And so if you feel some sort of trigger when you think about your ancestors, I notice that it's, for me, I noticed that it's maternal side. So my mom, my grandma, my grandma's mom, and my grandma was, her mom died when she was really young. So I know she has a lot of, she had a lot of trauma that was passed down to my mother, that was passed down to me. Because if words are energy, right? And so say like, let's give an example of myself. So like when I was pregnant with my first daughter, or my second daughter, sorry, I was very, very upset that I was pregnant. I did not want to be pregnant because I didn't feel like I was getting what I needed from the relationship that I was in, and I was very unhappy, and I wanted to leave, but I was so young and I didn't have any money, and I was too embarrassed to talk to my mom about it, and it was not a good situation, okay? And I was so young. But looking back at that now, I know that he taught me so much. And it's a lesson that I had to go through millions of times before I got it through my freaking thick, hard-headed, sleeping self. Who's been there? Hello. But when I was pregnant with her all the time, I didn't want to be pregnant, and I would say that, and I would feel that, and I kind of didn't. I was mean, and I did some things that I shouldn't have done. Like, I used to scream, cry, and be like, I hate you. I don't want to be pregnant, but I wish I would die. You know, I wish you would die. Whatever. Yeah, and when you're emotionally unstable like that, it's on. Crazy stuff can happen. You can say some crazy stuff that you don't particularly mean, but in that moment you do. Anyways, so for her, that's what she was raised on, in my oven. Do you see? And she's an amazing woman now. But I know she holds that inside of her, and she will have to heal that herself as well. When her time comes, when she's ready, when she's willing, and when she's able. And Mom, Dad's brushing Cujo. I don't know if you can see it over there, but he's brushing Cujo. So when we feel these little twinges of like triggers within our family system, things to remember are, you knew what you were signing up for before you came here. So if it is an uber trappity situation, yes, I make up language all the time, then figure out why it's like that, okay? And then if you transcend it, okay? Transcend it. So meditation, journaling about that kind of stuff, the stuff that you went through, the stuff that you don't feel like was very fair, all that kind of stuff. And always remember, we are only doing the best we can do at any moment. I explain it like a number line, okay? So all the way over here, right hand side, right? All the way over here, left hand side, right? And in the middle is the 0 point. And when you first start your journey, you think you want to go all the way to the right hand side, right? On the right hand side of God, like that's where you want to be. And in the beginning, could be anywhere on this left hand side. And all the way over here is the uber darkness. And when I'm talking uber darkness, I'm talking about people who don't give a flying hoot about anybody else and anybody's feelings and how their anything could affect anyone. I've been there. We've all been there. That's part of the journey. You can never say that you've never been there, because even if you've never been there in, say, this lifetime, you've definitely been there in your previous lifetimes, because that's the process of the hero's journey. It's like these little mini hero journeys inside this big hero's journey, which is actually the accumulated hero's journey. It's really intense. But so as you move down this line here, and then you get to center and you're like, okay, but you want to move farther over here because that's where you think you're supposed to be, all the way over here. And those are all the enlightened beings, you know, like Jesus and Buddha and Ramana Maharshi, and there's Babaji and Muji Baba and Moses and Noah and Enoch. That's a perfect one because he was all the way over here. And so God transcended him, like the Mayans, right? They just disappear. They just disappear. They knew so much. They just disappeared. And then I don't really know where I was going with that anymore. I just follow the flow of my inner compass. As you're moving along this number line, things will pop up that I guess bother you. And as they pop up, see them for what they are, go into them. I know some of these things are elicit some really strong emotional junkies to us, right? They really do, because I mean they could be bad. Some creepy stuff has happened to us. I'm lucky. I have not been into uber creepy stuff, but my kids have seen uber creepy stuff, and I don't know if my mother has seen uber creepy stuff. I know my grandma has seen uber creepy stuff in her life, and you know, I'm sorry that happened to you. From the depths of my heart, I am so sorry. I'm so sorry that you were hurt by somebody you loved or that you thought was supposed to care for you. I'm extremely sorry for that. And my heart goes out to you because I'm you and you're me. And we've all been hurt. And to what depths, I have no idea. And a lot of people were taught like, oh, don't talk about it. Just bury it down. And you don't have to talk about it if you don't want to talk about it, but you should acknowledge that it's a piece of you. Hi, Jack. You should acknowledge that it's a piece of you, okay? Because without that piece of you, you can't, well, it's not that you can't, but it'll take you longer to grow. What was that? Did you hear that?
That was the dog.
No, Duke is right there. Anyways, okay, go. Let me finish this video real quick. Thank you for pushing me. Just give me a minute, okay? My train goes a different way when Jackie Boy's here. Acknowledge that the things that you went through were things that you needed to go through for growth. Do you want to be free? Do you want to feel amazing? In the skin that you're in, the skin that has gone through all the junk and the scars and the poop, right? We're granted that. All we have to do is grab it. Just grab it. It's yours to have. We are meant to live amazing, great lives full of anything your little heart desires. Yes, you can blow some bubbles. Is the bucket, is it in there? Yeah, go for it. Blow bubbles, baby. Blow bubbles. I love blowing bubbles. It's one of my favorite things to do. Yeah, I should probably cut this video now. Anyways, ancestral trauma, it's real. Get in there, heal it. Mom, you did not suck. You just were doing the best you can do at any moment on your beautiful timeline that you're on. I am on my timeline, and so is every single person in this entire world on this timeline. And where we are on this timeline when we tap out of this world is where we come back to this timeline. The veil is put back over our heads, over our eye, I guess I should say. And it just takes time to dig deeper and deeper. But I know that you're going to have to wait. You're going to have to wait. You need to push the button on the white thing and then pull it out. See how there's a button? Yeah, now pull it out. Pull out. There you go. Now open the hole. Yeah, see? Now you know how to do it. Good job. We're all just here, doing the best we can do. And I wholeheartedly believe that wherever we are at on this timeline that we're at, we truly believe in our value system. Okay? Like the ones that are over here, they truly believe what they believe from their heart center, because that's where they're at in their journey. Makes sense? So if you want to evolve, because ultimately what we want to get to is to the right, we're going down to the right, and then we realize, oh, poople, I want to be at the 0 point. That's where we want to be, at the 0 point, because at the 0 point, we can see the left, we could see the right, and we know that it's all good. My schnauzer got in the way. Do you see that? I hit it. I got some big schnauzer, y'all. Ego. Anyways, you're doing a great job. Keep going. Heal the junk. If anything triggers you, know that it's for a reason. Don't just sit in it. Don't just wallow in it. Those freaking times are over, bro. We're in the freaking energy of Aquarius, okay? The energy of Aquarius. It's time to reach for the stars. It's time to evolve. It's time to grow. It's time to know that there's something more. There's something beautiful. There's something grand. And there's still a lot of people stuck in the darkness. And that's okay. That's okay, because it's just what we're here for. We're here to raise the consciousness of the planet. And if you have to do that, within yourself for the next 50 years, who cares? You are doing a good job and you're helping. That's the cool part, is all of this is helping people see. And who doesn't want to be a light in this darkness? It is dark out there right now, guys. Super dark. And I love it. And you know why I love it? Because I know that it's dark for a reason. As I went through my darkness, you will go through yours, and she will go through hers, and he will go through his, and he will go through his, and the whole world will go through theirs. But through the darkness, there is a light. Where is that light? Find it. It's inside of you, bros. Oh, dude, can you go somewhere else with those bubbles? You just sprayed me with a million things of bubbles. No. Look, Jack, I'm going to teach you something. The wind is blowing this way. So you either need to go behind me or over there and blow bubbles, because the wind is just going to blow them right in my face. If you don't have children yet, I know that everybody is like, oh, children. Don't do it. No. Don't do it. I love my children to death, but they take so much out of me that it's intense. Like, there's barely enough threads for me. That's why I know that I was supposed to be up here at this time, because I know that the world is freaking vibrating at such a high level and people is freaking out left and right Because it's time. It's time to figure out why you're freaking out. Why are you freaking out? Why? You go to work and your best friend at work, your best friend, work friend, is rude to you. Why? Why? Why did that trigger you? Why? A dream about my mom and how she thinks that she did a terrible job raising me. Why did that trigger me enough to go into a meditation to heal that? I'm tired of going through that same thing over and over again. We are all doing a good job. Plain and freaking simple. And I'm talking all of us. Even whatever you think in your mind is the lowest of the low. It's the same freaking light. It's the same freaking thing. It's the same freaking whatever, just on a different level of darkness, dudes. No judgment. Just love, man. Just love. Okay, I'm out of here. My dad has somebody coming to look at the fridge and I have no bra on. I'm out of here. Love you guys. Do amazing things. Heal your crap, man. Stop living in it. You can get rid of it. And you know how? By simply saying, get the frick out of my vortex. You don't belong here anymore. It's not a vibrational match no more. I release whatever is not for my highest good.